Hello everyone, this is Banterbill, and welcome to Crucible of Eternity Path 2 Dungeon Guide. This is not a speedrunning guide, but a guide meant for those who are new to the dungeon, or for those who need a refresher. Starting off, we're going to kill these 3 elemental ads. Since there are only 2 of us in the dungeon right now, we decided to take them one at a time. The main attacks you need to watch out for are their AoE ring attack and their Ice V attack. If you see the Ice V attack, you need to either dodge or get behind them. If you have Reflex, you can reflect the Ice V attack, although your Reflect needs to be down before they use it, so you basically have to guess and put your Reflex down. In terms of food, on my warrior I use lifesteal food and I use sharpening stones. There are so many different types of enemies in this dungeon, I don't think it's worth it to choose a slaying potion. On these wolves, I bait out their knockdowns with my shield. These wolves have very annoying knockdowns. There are 2 elite wolves and they spawn friends, so that's 4 wolves total, and each of them will knock you down if you have the aggro. So I just go in and bait them with my shield, block the knockdown, and we're free to kill them much easier. Alright, then we're going to fight the champ. Now, some groups will let Spire pull this champion because the main attack you need to watch out for is that Ice Ground attack. It doesn't have a tell and it will insta-down most classes, so you need to be careful. Other than that, it's just a DPS race. If that Silver Wolf adds on Subject Alpha, I just think it's easier to kill it. You don't have to kill it if you keep running, but Spire sometimes gets stuck and left behind. Alright, here, if you want to, you can give Spire Swiftness. I do that with my Warhorn and my Banner 3, it speeds things up a bit. And then we're going to pick our path. So we choose path 2, and then we're off to fight, you guessed it, Subject Alpha. This Subject Alpha is the same Subject Alpha as in path 3. The main attack you need to watch out for is his AoE attack. You want to dodge 2 seconds after the AoEs appear on the ground. Other than that, you want to fight in melee range. It's easier to revive people. It's just easier to dodge with AoEs. In pickup groups on my warrior, I sometimes bring Warhorn 5 to give my team vigor. If you are playing as a warrior, you should be fine in terms of dodges because of your dodges, plus your Greatsword 3 attack. For the first Subject Alpha, you just need to kill him to 50%, and we get to run through this pretty underwater part to fight these golems yet again. Most groups will stack inside the room off to the left. On my warrior, I like to knock them down as they arrive. If you're a thief, you want to use blinds. If you're a guardian, you want to use stability. So I knock them down, and then I'm just going to Greatsword. Alright, now on to the lasers. Now, I find the easiest way to do these lasers is to face sideways and strafe and jump at the same time. Now, if you don't catch the lasers on when they pause at the start, then you can go halfway and then hide, like I have done, so you can avoid those vertical beams. Once you reach the other side, only 2 people need to make it because 1 person can hit both these consoles at the same time. All you have to do is stand in the middle and hit F once. The goal there is to hit all consoles at the same time, or around the same time, and the lasers will turn off. The mechanic for this boss is that his turrets, if they hit him, will apply boons to him. I find, if possible, the best strategy is to try to get the golem near the protection turret, since that is the biggest DPS loss boon. If you position him correctly, you can cleave the golem and the turret at the same time, and you can even hit the turret before the turret even spawns. The main attack you need to watch out for is that spin attack. It'll knock you down. So if you're a guardian, I recommend something like Stand Your Ground, that you can use when you see him doing that wind-up attack. Other than that, just don't go through that static ring. If you do go through it, hurts you a lot and stuns you, as you can see right there.
Alright.
Alright, so we beat the golem and we're off to protect Spire. This part is exactly the same as Path 3, so if you do Path 3 after this, there will be a bit of deja vu involved. The goal here is to protect the cannon from these suicide exploding golems. If you kill the golems, they won't explode, so just kill the golems before they get to the cannon. Periodically through the fight, 2 elites will spawn. If you're a Mesmer or a Guardian, you want to attempt to pull them together so the group can cleave and kill both the elites at once. Other than that, just kill the golems and wait for the time to run out on this event. At around 90 to 95%, you want to make your way to the chest, because once the door explodes, you immediately want to run to the door out to the left. This lets the group avoid the champion that's patrolling forward. That champion is very annoying. He has a lot of knockdowns, a lot of fear, he hits hard. Most groups do not want to fight this guy. So once you let the patrol pass, then you can move on. Technically, you don't need to fight these ads, you can skip them as well. However, they do have a chance of dropping moldy bags, so most groups will go ahead and kill them. Similarly, most groups will kill these elites as well. As a warrior, I try to wait for the berserkers to use their axe spin attack, and then I knock them down. That axe spin attack is deadly, and if they start doing it, you want to get out of there ASAP. And then Subject Alpha yet again. Most groups will still stack in this corner, although after the FGS nerf, that's not 100% necessary anymore. He has the same mechanics as the first Subject Alpha encounter, with one wrinkle. This time, he will randomly freeze someone in a purple crystal. To get someone unfrozen from the purple crystal, you just have to destroy it. So if you're all stacked up, you can just melee cleave that crystal down when you kill Alpha. Otherwise, you still want to do the same thing as you did during the first Subject Alpha encounter. You want to dodge 2 seconds after the AoE appears into the corner. You want to dodge into the corner so Subject Alpha stays where he is. Again, on my warrior, I sometimes bring Warhorn 5 for the extra vigor, although you don't need the vigor for yourself because you can just use the Greatsword 3 evade. Then here, most groups will keep running. If you have a thief, it may be a good idea to stealth, since almost every mob in that room has a chain knockdown attack. If you do go down, you can rally off the blossoms in that room. Now the goal here is to lure the suicide golems into the middle using these guns. The best strategy is to wait for them to leave their corner, for them to stop, and then for them to use the gun 1 attack. I don't use the gun 2 attack unless I screw up this initial pull. Now ideally you want 1 person in each corner and have the 5th person just clear the thorns and the blossoms. If you are a Mesmer or something, if you pull them, they will immediately explode. So be careful, or if you want to, you control your teammates. As you can see, the golems will try to go around the blossoms, sometimes resulting in their death. The optimal strategy is to wait for them to come out, stop, and then to use the 1 attack. Make sure you tag the husk before he dies. I thought I tagged him in the beginning, but apparently it wasn't enough damage. So if you want that champ chest, you need to tag him. Having the golems explode on him will not be enough. Then we're fighting Subject Alpha for the last time. Same thing as the previous Subject Alpha fight. Dodge 2 seconds after the AoEs, destroy the purple crystal, and dodge into the corner. Most groups will stack in this corner. But other than that, it's the same Subject Alpha fight. There will be, during this fight, oozes that come and heal Alpha a little bit. If you can, you want to cleave them down, although I wouldn't go out of my way to kill them. It just prolong the fight for a little bit. And there we go, we killed Subject Alpha. If you want the event to end, you do have to kill those oozes that come out of Alpha after he dies. And that is the end of the dungeon. If you want to, you can take this teleporter out of the dungeon, and you'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.